Sheeraz did something that Canelo couldn't do. He stopped Berlanga in the 5th round. Now I'm wondering, is Berlanga going to go on a tour once again after losing to Sheeraz? Probably not. And Sheeraz probably did us a favor and ended this hype job reign. People were giving this guy credit for going 12 rounds for Canelo Alvarez. But he was dominated for 12 rounds and he lost by decision. And yet, we were supposed to give this guy credit for going 12 rounds for Canelo. Now, after this victory, and this is the first fight for Sheeraz since moving up to 168, he's lined up to fight Canelo next year, right? What is next for Berlanga? He loses to Canelo, suffered a devastating knockout from Sheeraz, who just moved to 168. Where does Berlanga go from here? But congrats to Sheeraz. A fight I would love to see him in. I'd like to see him take one more fight before Canelo. Probably won't, but I would like to see him in there against Diego Pacheco. We will see what happens next for Sheeraz. Congrats once again. Now we go into the Shakur Stevenson fight against William Zepeda. You know, going into this fight, defensive wizard against an offensive machine, and Shakur Stevenson did both. He stood in the pocket. This reminded me of old school slick fighters. He stood in the pocket. William Zepeda threw a lot of punches, but not a lot of them were landing. He did get him with a jab and wobbled Shakur Stevenson a little bit, but he recovered from that, and we had a very impressive performance. I didn't think he was going to run this fight, and I knew he was going to run, and I don't think he's a runner in the first place. Like I said, it was 2 fights. He had 2 bad fights, and people were labeling him a runner. But he peppered William Zepeda all night, uppercuts, body shots, 4-punch combinations. Now, I will say this. Even though William Zepeda wasn't landing a lot of his punches, he did hit Shakur more than I've seen anybody hit him. And also, I didn't like Shakur laying on the rope so much. If we just kept the fight in the middle of the ring, the fight could have been a little more easier for him. And he didn't use his jab as much as I thought he should. But other than that, it was an impressive performance. No one's perfect. I give Shakur Stevenson an A- on his performance. And he showed everybody he has dog in him. And William Zepeda wanted Shakur Stevenson to stay in front of him. In most of the fight, Shakur Stevenson was in front of him. You know, this is the most demoralizing loss to me. I know William Zepeda will be back, but it's kind of demoralizing because a guy beat you basically at your own game. He fought your fight, and he won. So congrats to Shakur Stevenson, and also to William Zepeda for giving a valiant effort. Looks like Jerry was victorious last night. David Benavidez was recently asked by Radio Raheem, what do you think about his chances of fighting Canelo next year? And David Benavidez has some interesting things to say about Canelo. I don't own the rights to this content. It's for educational purposes only. Let's listen to what David Benavidez has to say.
We're down to 168, but it's possible now that we're all promoters are working together. It's possible, but at the end of the day, it's just like what do you want? What does he want? Turkey might give him what he wants. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna get what I want after I beat the shit out of him, take his belts.
What do you think he wants to fight you?
He probably wants like 300 million or something like that. He might get it. I don't know.
Now, first Canelo was reported wanting $200 million to fight David Benavidez. But now, since Canelo's with Turkey, Benavidez believes that Canelo's going to want more money to fight him, like $300 million. Now, David Benavidez says he doesn't want to go down to 168 to fight Canelo anymore. He has a bet at 175. So the fight takes place, it would have to be at 175. But on the other hand, he says he'll want to fight him and take all his belts. Well, right now, Canelo only has belts at 168, bro. Make up your mind. And I would have to say, Canelo, if he's getting $150 million to fight Crawford, which I don't know if that's true or not. People say all kinds of things on social media, but I don't pocket watch like that. If he's getting $150 million to fight Crawford, maybe he can get $250 million to fight David Benavidez, even 300, who knows? But anyway, that's what David Benavidez says. Canelo hasn't demanded $300 million to fight him or nothing like that yet, so we don't know what's going to happen, but that's what he says. Right now, David Benavidez needs to focus on Anthony Yarde, keep his eye on the prize. But anyway, leave your thoughts and comments below. Let me know what you think about Shakur Stevenson's victory. Also, Berlanga's downfall. Beezy, I'm gone.